Okay, our first step is to figure out the quantity inside the absolute value symbols. Okay, well, this quantity right here is 7 minus, and this quantity right here, -2 and -8, or -8, is -10. Okay, now that we simplified it to one number, now we can put down the absolute value. The absolute value of 7 is 7. Absolute value of -10 is 10, because it's 10 spaces from 0. 7 minus 10 is -3. For letter B, again, we'll simplify it. 4 plus -9 is -5. Minus, and the absolute value of -6, -6 is 6 spaces from 0. All right, -5 is 5 spaces from 0. 5 minus 6 is -1. It says, is the statement true or false if only positive numbers are used for x? Only positive numbers. Positive numbers. All right, and hint, choose a positive number to plug into, substitute, for both x's, which are the variables, then simplify to determine if true or false. So let's put a positive number in here for x to see if it's true. For example, let's say I put in the number 1, right? Any positive number will do, like 1, 2, 3, ... So I'm going to choose just the number 1. If I put a 1 in there, I have the absolute value of 1. Now I have to do it to both numbers though, because they're both x, so they're both 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4. All right, and over here, 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, so I just simplified those. Absolute value of 4 is 4. And the absolute value of 3 is 3. 3 spaces from 0. So the question is this true or false? Is 4 less than 3? It may be on another planet, but not here. So this is no. 4 is not less than 3. So this is false. The statement is false. Okay, for this next one, we'll do the same thing. Put any positive number in there. Could be 1, 2, or 3. Again, I'm just going to stick with 1. I'm just going to put a number 1 in there for x. Substitute it. So I have 0 minus 1. That's -1. And over here, 0 plus 1, well, that is 1. All right, so let's see, -1, the absolute value of -1 is 1, because it's 1 space from 0, and 1 is also 1 space from 0. So is 1 greater than 1? No, it's equal to, but it's not greater than. So that's false. That is not true. So on number 4, again, any positive number, let's go for the number 1. All right, so let's see. 4 plus 1 is 5. And on this side, -4 and -1 is -5. Remember, when you put a number in there for x, you have to put the same, when you put a value in there, you have to put the same number, because they're both x's, so they're both 1s. Okay, so let's see. Absolute value of 5, well, that's 5. Absolute value of -5, well, that's also 5. Is 5 less than 5? No, it's equal, but it's not less. So that's also false. Okay, on number 5, we need to calculate the average. Now, what's great about this is the denominators are all the same. So it's just basically we just total up the top, the numerators. So let's see, I have -3 plus 4 minus 8 minus 1. Okay, so all those 4 right up there. So I just need to total that up, and hopefully we can do it mentally. Let's see, if I take all my negatives, I have -8, -9, -12. -12 plus 4. -12 plus 4, well, that's just 12 minus 4 is 8. So -8, 6. If you want to reduce that, let's see, 2 goes into both of those. So 2 can go in this, 4, 3. Okay, so I total it up, and it comes out to this. Well, now I need to take that and divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 numbers. Okay, so if I take -4/3 and I divide it by 4, then I should find the average. Okay, well, we can put a little 1 underneath that. And remember, the algorithm is freeze, change, flip. Okay, and we can see that the 4s can reduce. 4 goes in there once, 4 goes in there once. So we have 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times 1 is 3, and there's 1 negative. So there's our average, -1/3. So we totaled all 4 of those, and then we divided by 4. So it's the fraction divided by 4. Okay, number 6, it says, what's the missing number? This one right here. All 3 numbers add up to 1. Let's see, 1/4, we know 1/4 is 0.25. And if you didn't know that, you could divide and figure that out. And then this one right here is 0.45 and plus something. We don't know. Usually we call it x is equal to 1. Well, let's see. Let's total up these right here. If I total up that, that's 0.6, 0.70, 0.70. So 0.70 plus something is equal to 1. Wouldn't that be 30? Even if you didn't know that, we've already gone over this before, you would subtract 0.70 and subtract 0.70. See, there's your decimal right there. If we subtract it, you get 30. Okay, so x is equal to 30, or the number we need is 0.30. That's the missing number, 0.30. So we total up these two and subtract it from 1 to get the missing number. Okay, so we see that Cindy sold all the cupcakes to Jim, Robin, and Wyatt. Jim bought 1/4 of them. Robin bought 0.40 of them. Wyatt bought the remainder. Cindy thinks Wyatt bought 2/5 of the cupcakes. Is Cindy correct, yes or no? Okay, first of all, how much is, so we want to know, did Wyatt buy the remainder? And, well, Wyatt did buy the remainder, and Cindy thinks that it's 2/5. Is she correct? Is the remainder equal to 2/5? Well, let's find out how much is 2/5 first of all. So 2/5, if you didn't know this offhand, you would simply just divide. Top number goes in the box, decimal goes straight up. 5 goes on the outside. 5 does not go into 2. 5 does go into 20 4 times. Right? None left over. So 0.4. Or 0.40. Okay, and then if we look at what Jim bought 1/4. Well, that's 0.25. It's 1/4. And of course, we know this is 0.40. So 0.25, 0.40, and 0.40. So does that total up to 1? Does it? 0.40, 0.40, and 0.25. If you total that up, you're going to see that it is more. It's 1.05. So no, it's not. Cindy is not correct. Too bad, Cindy. But that's bad math. Okay, so in conclusion, we could say that Jim bought 0.25. Robin bought 0.40. And so Wyatt, well, we know Wyatt, it wasn't 2/5. We know it wasn't that. So what's a number to make that all add up to 1? I think if this was a 0, it'd be fine. So 0.20. Wait, is that going to make sense to us? I think I made a mistake, didn't I? No, that's not correct. So, okay, I'm just going to do this unedited. Yep, okay, you're watching my mistakes here. So let's see here. I'll put this back. Okay, so we thought that this goes to Wyatt. We thought it was 2/5, and that is not true. It cannot be 40. Okay, so we don't know what Wyatt is. We know that Jim bought 2.5. We know 0.25. We know that Robin bought 0.40. We don't know this one right down here. Okay, so what is the missing number then so that this will equal 1? What is it? Well, we know it's 5. That's 10. 4, 6, 7. So would that be right? I think that would. So 35, because this would make it 10. Carry that over. 4, 4 is 8, 9, 10. Carry the 1 over. There it is. So it would have to be 35.35. Okay, so now let's use that to go to our next question. So Wyatt has 0.35 is what our conclusion is. So now we go over here. Letter B, if Cindy sold all the cupcakes for $200, how much did each person spend? Well, we just take, all we have to do is multiply, find 0.25 of 200. So I'll just do this. And this would tell us how much money. And for Robin, it would simply be this. And for Wyatt, you could figure out the remaining, or you could just multiply that also. That's 0.35. Okay, so we just need to multiply that out, and it would tell us how much they would spend. Okay, and if we calculate that out, save you some time, we see that Jim, $50. Robin, she paid $80. And Wyatt paid $70. And if you add that up, that adds up to $200. Okay, is the statement true or false? Let's see, these two numbers, they add up to a positive number. Is that true? In case you cannot figure that out very quickly, 6.2, and then you have a negative 6, and there's a 0, and you could still see that we have 0.2 left over. It's a positive number. That's true. The answer is a positive number. Okay, letter B. Let's see, 1.5 minus 1 and 1/4. Hey, 1 and 1/4 is the same thing as 1.25. So 1.5 minus 1.25. Is that a negative number? Of course not. 1.5 is larger than 1.25. No, that's false. Next, negative 4.3 minus 3.2, is that a positive number? Well, of course it's not. That's negative. This is the same thing as negative. Two negative numbers is just more negative. So this is false. And the last one, negative 9.2 plus 4.5, is that a negative number? Well, let's see. This is the same thing as, if I make it improper, times and plus, I'm going to get 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is 9 halves. And this is negative 9 halves. 9, and that's terrible. Let me just erase that real quick. It's bugging me. Okay, negative 9 halves plus 9 halves, that's 0. That's 0. So does this equal a negative number? No. No, that's false.